Ciao guys, I'm Christina. These are my roommates. We're here in Certaldo in Italy. My major, just a little bit about myself real quick. My major, I'm a history education major. This is
Alexa, and I'm a fashion merchandising major.
And I'm Rachel. I am a fashion merchandising major as well.
But this video, we just wanted to kind of give you guys a glimpse of to what it looks like, what it feels like, how it felt, how we got here for a study abroad. So, like I said, we're in Italy right now. We're on what used to be called the Italy Intensives trip. Super fun. We met everybody together. Like we didn't know each other at all, and now we're rooming together.
Yes.
So I have a few questions we're going to go through, and all of us are going to answer so you get a few different perspectives on these questions. All right, ready?
Yes, ready.
All right, the first question is, what made you want to study abroad? What like intrigued you, interested you, and you can be totally honest.
A change and a different experience. I've always wanted to study abroad. I went to some info sessions at the
Like the International House?
Yeah. Linda, the director of the program, was there talking to all of us about it, and she just really sells the program, which
she's really awesome. You guys will love her.
But yeah, I just wanted to explore and travel, and this is a great time to do it in college, so yeah, I'm glad I did.
Yeah. And with the trip we're on, it's actually through ECU, so our professors here, our classes here are like East Carolina classes, and so you didn't have to worry about trying to figure out what classes would transfer to our schedule, to our like requirements and stuff like that. And it was already like scheduled for us. Yeah, like there's so many positives. Like I'm not going to go through all of that right now, but specifically with this trip, and if you go on a trip with ECU, they like really make it easy for you to come across the world, like literally across the world. Do y'all have, we'll like go off of that. Do you guys have any like benefits? Like what do you say is a benefit of studying abroad, or you know, like kind of going off of that same thing?
I mean, for me, I was never the type of person that really liked sitting in a classroom from like whatever 8 a.m. to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just really difficult for me, as I'm sure it is for most people. So being in Italy and taking different classes and having your schedule constantly changed in a good way kind of keeps you on your toes, and you don't feel like you're constantly just sitting there like, oh my god, when is class over? And I just think that that makes it a lot more enjoyable. You don't actually feel like you're doing a lot of work more than you're like really learning, and you are taking classes that you really like enjoy and want to take.
Yeah, I agree, and it does look really good on a resume.
True.
In the future, so that was a big thing for me, because I mean, why not study abroad? But also, I mean, when are you ever gonna go on a trip for 3 months across the world that's planned out for you, you know, with meals every night and housing already booked? It's just so easy, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention, like two of those things, like you'll never have the same opportunity again. Like you're in college, most of us are already away from home anyway, so what's like 3 months of your life to come across the world and experience a new culture? Like we've been here, we're on our 4th week being here, I can't believe it, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Like it's super affordable. So for this trip specifically, for the same price as tuition, like at ECU, is like similar, pretty much the same as to being here.
Yeah,
right?
it's like
the only difference is you'd have to buy a
flight.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
One more thing, then we'll move on to the next thing, or you can add on to it. Classes, because Alexa was talking about classes. So it is a completely different feel here, and also like today we got up and got on the train and went to Florence for our art history class, and literally like walked into an old palace that like lords used to live in, like all this stuff. So like at ECU you might be taking an art appreciation or art history class or something, and you're seeing like a boring lecture, presentation, a PowerPoint in front of you. But
And
here,
pictures of
we are
what you would really
literally
see.
Yeah.
like seeing it. Like the other day, it's so crazy to me. We were in the church that Galileo and
gosh.
Michelangelo were, like their tombs were there. Next question is, what were your feelings and emotions going up to the trip and literally like as you were in the airport going through security, maybe waiting at the gate, even on the plane?
Okay. I'll
Whoever
go.
wants to go.
So it was so funny because all summer I obviously knew I was going to Italy, but I didn't actually feel like I was going to Italy. You know?
Same.
And like weeks leading up to it, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, are you so excited?" And I'd be like, "Am I excited? Like I don't know. Like I don't feel like I'm going to Italy." But then I got to the airport. And my parents dropped me off, and I was bawling, crying through security because I had just left my parents, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to Italy!" And I didn't know anybody, which was the scariest part for me, for sure, was that I didn't know
Yeah.
anybody, so I didn't have like someone to lean on, which is also a great thing, but scary. So got through security, walked up to the gate, we're like chatting each other, like, "Are people at the gate?" Yeah. But I walked up and I saw someone with an ECU shirt on, so I was like, okay, those are my girls. So we walked up and introduced ourselves and sat down and got acquainted, and it immediately, like, oh my gosh, a weight was lifted off my shoulders. Everyone was so nice. And I think you just have to remember that everybody, I mean, people can tell me this over and over and I'd be like, whatever, but you're in the boat together. You're all going to this country. Nobody knows each other. Everybody feels the same way. So, I mean, I don't know if that helps, but yeah, so now it's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off that because I definitely didn't really think about the fact that I was going to Italy. Like the whole summer, I just didn't think about it. And then honestly, like 3 days leading up to it, my parents like couldn't even mention the fact that I was going to Italy because I would start to like, I was having such bad anxiety because I didn't know what to expect. Obviously pushing myself to go, like I'm here. But like Rachel said, as soon as I like walked through the gate and like saw people from ECU sitting there, I was like, oh, like this is pretty dope. And then I literally sat in the plane seat and I like saw the plane take off, and that's when the bricks were lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, so because we did the fall semester, like they mentioned, we came after our summer. So like, you know, lots of people have jobs over the summer, or you're doing something that like you're not focused on what's coming in the next semester. Because even though you would think like, oh my God, you're going out of the country, how could you not be focused on it? It was just like, it seemed so far out, because it literally is across the world. Like I wasn't going back to ECU, but like you didn't know what to expect. So I guess that's where like I had a little bit of anxiety, like you were mentioning, and not knowing anyone. So but for the most part, the majority of us like didn't really know anyone. The three of us didn't know anyone. Like it just so happened to work out that we all left from the Charlotte airport, so we met each other from the beginning, and then we traveled the first week and like kind of became friends, and then ended up rooming together. But it's kind of worked out like that for a lot of people. Anyway, so same thing, I had packed whatever. The morning, like our flight left at 6 something that night. So that morning I remember waking up and being like, oh my gosh, like I am leaving and going to Italy. And guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I was so freaked out that I went downstairs. Like it was early in the morning, I went downstairs, my mom was in her bed, and I like got in the bed with my mom and was like, Mom, I can't believe I'm leaving. Might have just exposed myself, but I'm being real, like those emotions that morning waking up, because I knew that like that was the last time I would be in North Carolina, like in America, not to be dramatic, but like it is kind of a dramatic thing. Yeah. But then it was fun, like got it together a little bit, and I was like, okay, I can do this. So yeah, it was an anxious morning / afternoon, but at the same time I was excited, like to meet everyone, just to see what this was all about. Like there's not really a good way to explain it, I don't really think, but we can all say, I think, that it's totally worth it.
For sure. I agree. You just have to go through the motions It'll
Yeah.
all be okay.
Mhm.
It all works out for sure.
To wrap this video up, what if we all say our number one, either you can choose either tip for study abroad or what's your number one or favorite experience so far? You can kind of choose either one.
Okay.
Either one of you have
Do
it.
you want to go?
I don't know if this is really a tip, but more of just like to make you feel a little bit better about once you're actually here. We have an amazing team, like staff that's here that helps us through literally everything. Having the staff here and helping everyone, and they're just like, honestly, Linda, I feel like she's like my mom here.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
she makes you
So you can
feel
tell us that.
so welcome. If you want to do anything, like you want to go do a cooking class, or you want to rent a moped or like whatever, they'll literally figure out any way to help you get stuff done. So like don't feel stressed once you're here either, because it'll all be taken care of for you.
Yeah. So I am just thinking of maybe like a tip to tell people who are kind of deciding whether or not they want to study abroad. I think that everybody should do it. And just throw your fears out the window and do it, because when are you ever going to have this chance again? It'll be the best decision ever, and you'll never regret it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that was gonna be my tip. Thank
Oh,
you, Rachel.
sorry.
No, but really, I'm still gonna say it. It's just like the tip is just like go for it, do
Go
it,
for it.
because even though it's scary, like, I mean, we're gonna be real with you. Like every single day is not like, oh my gosh, I'm in Italy,
Yeah.
right? Like it. I mean, you're here for 3 months on this trip. It's like 12 weeks. So it is a long time, and you know, every day you're not going to like so many different places, but I think that's the whole point of it, is to like, you definitely personally, I have already in like the 3.5 weeks we've been here grown,
Oh, 100%.
developed, like whatever, in so many different ways, because not only like are you in a new culture, but because of that, like you have to learn how you personally react in different situations, how you meet other people, how you even just like traveling on the trains and stuff like that, getting yourself like navigating around Florence, like we're planning a trip to Prague on one of our weekends. Like those are all real life situations and experiences that a study abroad kind of forces you into.
Yeah.
Even communicating with the people here, like we don't speak Italian and lots of them don't speak English. So, but it's like funny, like it's a whole good experience. And so I think if you wrap that up into one thing, it's just like, do it. You can't get this experience in the US at an American university. Like it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.